Hey everybody! All of a sudden I have all these things I want to talk about. So I get this email. I guess I'm on an email list. This guy writes a report. I don't subscribe to the report. I don't subscribe to any reports. I do all my own research. But this guy has a report, and it's like a standard kind of report, the same kind of analysis that everybody else does, which is really not very useful. I mean, I know the guy. He's a decent guy. He tries his best, but nobody does what I do. And I mean, I think you're starting to realize that nobody does what I do. Nobody. So his report to me really has not a lot of value. Anyway, he writes in his report, and I don't have the report, but I have an email. He writes in the email. He says, "Well, I've been getting a lot of emails from my subscribers, and they're asking me, how come I remain so negative?" So I guess this guy's been bearish the whole entire time. The market's been going up. And he says, "I have to tell these people, I'm bearish. I'm going to remain bearish until these things happen. Such and such things happen." He has like a list of 5 things that has to happen, okay? And by the way, for a lot of these guys, just as a kind of an aside here, I'll just mention for a lot of these kind of people, the whole entire thing, this whole entire rally since 2007, 2008, 2009, the whole entire rally has been a bear market rally, right? Forget the fact that we made new all-time highs. Even the NASDAQ made a new all-time high. It's a bear market rally. I mean, for some people, the whole entire stock market since the beginning of time has been a bear market rally, right? So anyway, that's kind of like... But he says these 5 things have to happen because right now there's too much uncertainty. I love when I hear this thing. Too much uncertainty, right? Well, newsflash, fucking the life is full of uncertainty. The uncertainty never goes away. As a matter of fact, when there's certainty, that's when you have to worry. The old saying, the only things that are certain are death and taxes. I hate both of those things, okay? Both of those things scare the living daylights out of me. So you hear these guys, this has to happen. The Fed has got to, stop raising rates or something. He has a list, right? And all these things. He's going to basically stay bearish on the market until these 5 things happen. This is kind of like the most unsophisticated sort of analysis that you could possibly imagine. First of all, any rational, realistic, mature person understands that the world is full of uncertainty. We cannot predict the future. So inherent in any sort of activity like this, investing, is a very high degree of uncertainty. And if you've listened to me, although I might profess or give you my forecast with a lot of confidence and a lot of certainty or a certain sense of assuredness in my forecast. I'm also a realist in that I think there's a lot of uncertainty. We're dealing with probabilities, and what I like to do is trade what I see and not what I think. Okay, so I look at the numbers, I see the data, I trade that. It's not what I think. Anyway, there's always going to be uncertainty, and actually that's a positive for us. We like to take advantage of that because we know that most people are either hamstrung by that, they're fixated by that, or they're kind of knocked off kilter by the fact that there's uncertainty. They don't know how to deal with it. We know how to deal with it. Okay, so we know it exists. We're happy about it. We don't live in this freaking fantasy world of saying we're going to wait until there's no uncertainty, until everything is certain, and then we're going to invest. I mean, what kind of advice is that? Really, what kind of advice is that? Think about it. But that is, I'm not even going to say 99%. That's 100% of all advice, except for mine. People say you got to wait because there's too much uncertainty, right? But that, you cannot get around that fact. You have to deal with that. Any mature, rational person has to factor that into their approach. I mean, we like it. We embrace uncertainty. So if you get that kind of analysis, or if you hear people on TV or whatever and say, oh, can't get in now, there's too much uncertainty, I'm going to wait until everything is sure. Well, guess what? When everything is sure, that's the absolute wrong time to get in. I can tell you one thing for sure, that one day when we're going to hear all these guys telling us how things are great and things are wonderful and all the uncertainty has gone away, we're going to be running for the freaking exits. That's when we're going to be going short this market, okay? But not until then. So, there you go. There's too much uncertainty. Oh, what are we going to do now? Oh my God. We'll stay short. By the way, the market's up. Bye, cockroaches. Maybe see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.